coming right there.
Go ahead and fire. All right, let's do one from the holster. All right, threat. That was better. That was much better. One more from the holster, please. Threat. Much better. All right, unload, show clear. Good grouping. All right, just start working single shot from the holster, dry fire. All right, gents, we've got a series of videos on fixing common shooter mistakes for new shooters. One of the big one is grip, literally, how you grip the pistol. Now, you can go to any course, anywhere, any beginner course, and they'll tell you don't grip it low. You've got to grip it high up on the back strap. You want it basically in line with your forearm. Everybody gets that, but what I want to touch on specifically is how tight do you grip that pistol. Now, most of your pistols, for example, the Glocks, they actually have a dent right here on the side. That's where your thumb rests, and you grip this pistol. This is a good one-handed grip of the pistol. Now, a two-handed grip, all you're basically doing is you're locking that hand, you're gonna raise that thumb, you've got black here, black up here. You can take those two pads of your hand, you're gonna lay your hand up underneath, and then you're just resting this thumb on top. Everybody gets this, everybody understands that it is a good grip for a semi-automatic pistol with a slide on. We're not doing a revolver grip. This is a good solid grip here. The Glock actually has their little takedown lever. That is my landmark. I've got my little Glock callus right there. That's how I know I have a good grip and my hand is properly lined up. But how tight do you grip the pistol? I appreciate you asking. Now, the way we teach for new shooters is that strong hand, the hand that's actually gripping the firearm. We say make it a firm handshake, kind of like you're doing a handshake. Firm grip like you're shaking someone's hand. You're not trying to death grip the hell out of the pistol. And then the majority of your grip strength comes with that support hand. As I lay it in, I'm gripping the hell out of this pistol. I'm squeezing my hand in the pistol as tight as I can. Why? The reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to get as much maximum support for the gun. Now, okay, that makes sense, but why don't I grip super tight with this hand? Here's why. I want you to make a fist. Make a fist as tight as you can with that strong hand. You can do this at home watching the computer. Now, with that fist, I want those knuckles white, gripping as tight as you can. Now do that while trying to wiggle that trigger finger. And you'll find it's very hard to wiggle your trigger finger smoothly. But if you relax that hand a little bit, you can move that trigger finger very, very smooth. Makes sense. Now, the reality is this, is if you're trying to grip too hard, you end up moving the whole gun. And here's why. Back to you, and you can do this at home. Open your hand and try to wiggle just your trigger finger. It's hard to do it a lot. All your other fingers want to move with it. And here's why. Your whole life, you're reaching and gripping things, grabbing things with your whole hand. Nobody goes and grips with just one finger. You grip with your whole hand. So what you need to do is you need to reteach your hand to be able to grip tightly and only move the trigger finger without moving the whole hand. What you're doing is you're doing exercises to actually isolate that trigger finger so that it'll work by itself. You need to teach that trigger finger to work by itself without moving all those other fingers. How do we do this? We do this by dry firing. Now, you can get yourself a dry fire magazine. All right, pistol is unloaded, and what you're doing is you place it in the firearm, and basically, as you're dry firing, what it does is that magazine will reset the trigger. So you don't have to re-rack the slide every time. What it's allowing me to do is I can work on my grip and then isolate the finger. Now, the problem with this though is, well, one, if you're doing it going down the highway like me, you're freaking out other drivers. But the other big thing is that it's hard for you to actually work on that same grip strength because a lot of people just, when they're dry firing, they don't tend to grip really, really hard. So I got a little thing you can do just while you're simply driving down the road. To build grip strength, and you can pick these up at any sporting goods store, all right? A lot of people use these to build grip strength. That's fine, all right? But it's not helping you isolate that trigger finger. So what I have is a little drill for you. I did not invent this. I actually picked this up by a guy who was like president of the USPSA a while back. Take this thing and take a quarter or a dime, hold it in the grip, and then as you're driving down the highway, just start moving your trigger finger back and forth. What this does is it's going to help you isolate just your trigger finger, because the goal is that when you get good at just using your trigger finger, you can move the trigger finger without moving the rest of those fingers. When you're moving all your fingers at one time, that in turn is going to make that pistol move. Once you've conquered it and you can grip all day long going down the highway and do it with both hands, strong hand, support hand, once you've gotten good at it, then I'll tell you to come back and then grip the living hell out of the pistol with both hands, as strong as I can with my strong hand, as strong as I can with my support hand. And what this allows you to do is better support the pistol so you can manage that recoil better. Not going to make you any more accurate, but it's going to allow you to get that second follow-up shot much faster and much more accurate. So if you want to have a better grip, it's not just about accuracy, it's about how well you can manage that recoil. And to do that, you have got to teach your body to use this trigger finger by itself. So get out there, practice it. You do not need live ammo to do this. You can do it with dry firing. You can do this with a simple hand strengthening device and just holding a quarter while you're driving down the highway. So anyways, that's all I have for this week. Bobby, you can recover demonstrator. Big hand for my demonstrator. Poor guys had to sit here and dry fire through the whole video. All right, so that's all I've got. Problems with your grip? How about if you've got you jerk your trigger pull, or you've got other shooting mistakes? You can check out some of our other videos that we have in our archive for, again, fixing common shooter mistakes. We've got a whole line of them. There's also a lot of other great videos you can find in our archive. And that's all I've got for this week. Y'all take care, shoot straight. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything. If you like the shirt that we're wearing in the video, you can get it in our store.